We need firewood. We're gonna test out the truck. We'll be back before sunset.
Lucky for you, I made you a sandwich. Go get your firewood. Go on.
Kidding me. We are not stuck. Let's try this again. Let's go, Charlotte. I need you on the road so they'll know we're here. Come on, let's go. Then go get the wood. Stay. Great. Did you see any cars? No? Good boy.
felt stuck like that? I have. You may not know me, but I know you. I've walked in your shoes before. I've walked slowly, of course, so that my little toddler could keep up. I wore your baby carrier. I've driven your car, loaded down with those clunky car seats, strollers, toys, petrified chicken nuggets, sippy cups, 72 binkies. Yep. I've slept in your bed, waking up multiple times a night to nurse, to soothe the fever, to chase away a bad dream, or simply to affirm my motherly presence in the world. I've sat through terrible middle school band concerts. I've sat through endless parent-teacher conferences, through late nights and early mornings and missed curfews and obnoxious children. I've been there in the ups and downs of your love, in the ins and outs of your love, in the bitter and the sweet of your love, in the heaven and the hell of your love. That love, that mother's love. Sometimes it's just too much, isn't it? The love and the worry that it drags along with it, the love and the frustration that it drags along with it, the love and the exhaustion that it drags along with it. Love is loaded. It's all consuming, it's heavy, it's awesome, it's frightening, it's delightful, it's life affirming, it's blessed, and it's holy. A mother's love is not easy. It's not easy in the beginning, it's not easy in the middle, and it certainly doesn't get easier as you go along. Not ever. It's just this massive treasure trove of riches and gems, and joy, valuable beyond measure. But it's not light. It's loaded. It's not easy. And you can't have love without that weight. The two are inseparable. They are actual opposite sides of the same coin. So motherhood is weighty. The weight of a child on your lap, the weight of a sleepy head on your shoulder, the blessed weight of a newborn baby in your arms, the weight of a breathing chest on your own, the weight of never having a moment to yourself, the weight of those fingers under the bathroom door, the weight of the constant neediness, the unending cries of, "Mom, she's breathing my air!" The endless decisions of how to discipline, too much discipline, not enough, more fun, less fun, too much work, not enough work, too many vacations, not enough, never doing it right. The weight of illness and injury, of depression, anxiety, addiction. The push and pull of your own self-fulfillment versus the fulfillment of every other person under your roof. The ticking of a clock as you wait and watch and worry over a broken curfew. That first breakup, the tears of a child who's been bullied, burned, or beaten down by friends. The homework, the back talk of self-indulgent teens. The worry over whether you've actually prepared them adequately for adulthood. That sweet weight of a shaggy preteen head on your shoulder halfway through a movie. The heavenly weight and tears of joy and pride when you see them achieve their dreams, when they learn to cartwheel and ride a bike by themselves and win a big game and do the dishes without being asked. It's the best. When they earn a scholarship or they perform a solo and they just knock it out of the park and they find someone awesome to marry. Motherhood is just weighty. But perhaps you are not in the middle of this kind of motherhood. Perhaps your weight is an actual weight. Maybe you're waiting for the right partner with whom to build your family. Maybe you're waiting for finances to finally allow for enough wiggle room for another little mouth to feed. Maybe you're waiting for those 2 little lines to appear on that purple stick. Or you're waiting for one of your little angels to finally make it to full term. Your weight may be loneliness, maybe worry, maybe a burning desire for more with no clear path to it. Or maybe you're an entirely different kind of motherhood. Maybe you're waiting for a phone call from a child who's long since left your home. Maybe you're waiting to see if your grown children will finally start making great decisions. Maybe you're waiting and watching and worrying as your adult child struggles with divorce or addiction or depression or unemployment. Maybe you're waiting for just a visit, just a phone call. So your wait may also be loneliness or worry or powerlessness. So are we insane? Why do we do this thing called motherhood? Well, my message today to you is that the weight of motherhood is the very thing that propels us to the heights of humanity and literally to a seat next to God in creation. Literally. A creation process that only just begins with the birth of a baby. The weight and heaviness that might threaten to bury you sometimes, well, it's a workout. But muscles are built through exertion. You know that. Did you know you actually have to tear your muscles in order for them to grow? They rip and then they mend and then they rip and then they mend, and it is painful. But when those muscles mend, they are bigger and stronger and more equipped for the next task. So motherhood, it's just torn me wide open. It's opened my heart. I finally understand and feel vulnerability in a way I never, ever could before. It's torn open my mind. I see new ways of doing things, new ways to solve problems, new opportunities to help and serve. I recognize pain in others. It's torn me open to change. It's torn away my need to be right, my need to impress other people, my need to prove myself. Yes, motherhood has torn me wide open. But then magically it's mended me back together again, over and over and over again. Each time I'm a little stronger, a little more capable. I have new capacities. But sometimes the workout of motherhood is just too much. I'm tired. I have no faith in myself. I have nothing left to give. But other times, I think I'm pretty good. I'm doing this okay. Everything's gonna be all right. The circumstances are no different. So what's the difference? My attitude. When I'm too hard on myself, when I berate myself, when I play the woulda, shoulda, coulda game, the what if I would have, well, I literally siphon off every bit of mothering fuel I have. What a mistake. I get anxious, I get overwhelmed, I cry, I wring my hands, and I help no one, including myself. But when I forgive myself, when I treat myself with kindness the way I treat other people, when I'm compassionate and I'm understanding, not with the people in my house, but with myself, when I recognize that I too am a work in progress, and that I'm being mothered, that I'm being parented, that I'm being mentored, and that I'm allowed to make mistakes, well, that makes all the difference in the world. Somehow I can magically find the right words to say in a situation, the right response in a tricky little moment, or sometimes the wisdom to just keep my big mouth shut. I love this quote by a Christian writer, Patricia Holland. She says, "If I were Satan, I would keep women so distraught and so distracted that they would never find calming strength and security and serenity. I would catch them in the crunch of trying to be superhuman instead of realistically striving to reach their individual purpose and unique God-given potential. We must have the courage to be imperfect." Hear that? We must have the courage to be imperfect. No one ever says that to you. Everyone says, be perfect. You really don't, I just think they do. So, mamas, let's be unwaveringly kind to ourselves and to each other. Let's have the courage to be imperfect. Let's celebrate our own growth and our children's growth and one another's growth in tiny increments, in those little rips and mends. We are in the workout of our lives, after all. We're tearing and mending and loving and breaking and healing, and we are strong. So let's celebrate the wait. The wait is what builds us to be equal to the task we've been given, and without it, failure is inevitable. So love is loaded, but the load is what gives us traction and makes this beautiful, breathtaking ride of motherhood actually possible. I love being a mother, and I hate it sometimes because how many times a day, how many times a week, how many times a month, how many times have you said the same things over and over and over to those people? Well, you are not alone, sister. And today, as a show of solidarity, I have prepared a song for you that I have been agonizing over for the last 6 months because it has all the words that I think you've probably said in a 24-hour period, and they are crammed into 2 minutes and 55 seconds. And if you are anything like my 13-year-old son, then your response to this, I hope, will be, how did she know? I give you, as soon as this comes down, the mom song. Grace, will you take this curtain back for me just a little itty bit? You can start it, James.
Oh my goodness, you're gonna sing this.
I had to bring a cheat sheet because I had a choice between remembering the song or my children's shoe sizes. I chose their shoe sizes. A little more volume. Get up now, get out of bed, wash your face, brush your teeth, comb sleepy head, use your clothes and your shoes, hear the words I said, get up now, get up and make your bed, are you hot, are you cold, are you wearing that, where's your books and your lunch and your homework cap, grab your coat and your gloves and your scarf and that, don't forget, you gotta feed the cat, eat the breakfast, extra time, this is the most important meal, take a vitamin so you will grow and want it to be big and tall, remember the orthodontist when they see you after today, don't forget your camera lesson, and the sacraments, and you must lay, don't shovel, too slowly, but hurry, the bus is here, be careful, come back here, did you wash behind your ears, pass I don't be rough, would you just play fair, be polite, make a friend, don't forget to share, work it out, wait your turn, and take a day, get along, or maybe come down there, clean your room, fold your clothes, put your stuff away, make your bed, do it now, do we have all day, were you born in a barn, would you like for me, maybe even hear a word I say, I'm sorry, get off the phone, don't sit so close, turn it down, no texting at the table, no more, dinner time tonight, your iPod's my iPod, if you don't listen up, we don't ever feel and what time do you think we're having, I'll say thank you, please excuse me, thanks you both, everywhere you go, you'll appreciate what this is someday when you're older, and you're young and wait to know, a couple little children of your own, you'll thank me for the counsel I gave you so willingly, but right now, I thank you, not to roll your eyes at me, close your mouth when you chew, we'd appreciate, take a bite, maybe two, and the stuff you hate, eat a fork, do over, set you straight, eat the food, I put it on your plate, get an A, get a door, so talk with me, get a grip, get a here, don't have to break, get a job, get a life, get a PhD, get a dose, oh, I don't care who's starting it, you're having it, and tell your 36, put your story straight, and tell the truth for once, for heaven's sake, and if all your friends jumped off a cliff, would you jump too? If I said it once, I've said at least 1,000 times before that you're too old to act this way. It must be your father's DNA. Look at me when I am talking, stand up straighter when you walk a place. For everything and everything must be in place. Stop crying, I'll give you something real to cry about. Oh! Brush your teeth, wash your face, get your PJs on, get a habit, get in bed, get a girl with mom. Don't forget, I love you.